What's up, everybody? Today we're going to take a look at a video from a couple of vegan airheads. And since I'm going to be using some of their footage, fair use guys. And the guys in question are the usual suspects, Anna and Brian. Their video title is Humanity's Ever-Evolving Morals, with the subtitle in the thumbnail questioning vegan morality, leading you to believe, I would hope, that these two jokers believe that morality is subjective, ever evolving, and there are various kinds of morality. Morality is whatever you say it is, right? And they confirm this on many occasions. So that is, let's just lay some groundwork for what's about to happen.
Hey guys, I'm Anna.
And I'm Brian.
And we are those annoying vegans!
This is probably the only bit of honesty you're going to get from these two.
We hope you guys had a chance to watch our debate with Primal Edge Health, and we hope you also had a chance to watch our debate recap that we made after that. Yet still, we're still getting the comments about moral subjectivity versus...
Because you failed to understand and explain your position. You don't even understand your own position as far as that's concerned. And it won't take you but 10 seconds to prove that.
moral objectivity.
Why is this important?
So a person whose entire channel is dedicated to telling people what's moral, right, asks, why is it important if we determine what's moral or how we know what is moral? Like, I usually say give a vegan 5 minutes to talk and you'll hear them contradict themselves. But it took Anna 5 seconds. The first thing she said on the topic completely and utterly invalidated anything else she may want to say on the topic. Anna, what do you mean, why is morality or how we determine what is moral important when your entire channel is about what's moral? How dumb can you be?
Don't know.
Of course you don't know, because you're a moron too.
Like, I have no idea. I think it's because people...
Oh, wait. There's a little light bulb there. He thinks it's because people what?
want to believe that if something is objective, it just makes the decision-making easier.
Yeah.
It takes the work out of thinking because people are lazy and they don't want to have to come up with what is right and wrong.
Right? So right after Anna says, why is determining what is right or wrong even important? Brian says, I don't know, but I'll tell you anyway. It's because people are lazy. Right? It takes the work or the thinking and the work out of it. So while Anna is saying, I don't want to think about this, I don't want to do the work necessary to determine what is moral and what isn't, Brian says, it's because you're lazy, girl. Right? These are your vegan geniuses?
We agree. It would be so much easier.
Yeah.
If you could just ask somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's moral? What's immoral? Give me a list. I'll follow it. God, that would be easy. That would be...
Okay. These people have a God complex, right? They don't want to have a debate with anybody about what's moral and what isn't moral. This is just like this constant drivel. None of this makes any sense. It's all BS crap, self-refuting douchebaggery, okay? But they think that that's them just saying what is moral because they say it is. No other reason whatsoever. You should accept it, right? While they're saying that there's no groundwork for morality. It's unimportant where it comes from or how we know what's moral. They go on to tell you what moral is, right? They don't want you to think. They themselves don't want to think about morality. They don't want to have to debate what is moral or how we know that. They just want to tell you what is moral, and they want you to submit. They have a God complex.
So easy.
But that is not the reality
No.
that we live in. Yeah, it seems that people are really confused about.
Funny you should say that, Anna. If anyone's confused about anything, it's definitely you. And insofar as reality goes, girl, you have no clue what reality is. You live in La La Land.
What we meant regarding moral subjectivity in regards to other justice issues, like
Why is this important, Anna?
slavery and women's rights. Even if you and I believe and know.
Okay. Wow. She's so happy with herself. Like, oh, I said something smart. Either you believe or you know. Once you know, there's no need to believe. Did you not know that?
That slavery is wrong.
Which we do.
Which we do. It's not that it's wrong because it is objectively wrong. Hang on, here's what we mean.
Yeah, before you...
Hold.
It's wrong because you think it's wrong. Like, what is there to explain? It's subjectively wrong because you think it is. That's all.
Take that clip out of context.
You know people are going to anyway.
There is no context here. Both of you are just airheads. Your context is... What is the context?
Even if you and I believe that slavery is wrong, which it is,
Do you believe or do you know it is?
it does not explain why people in the 1800s believed it was right.
First and foremost, lots of people believed it was always wrong. Lots of people always believed it was wrong. Lots of people to this day believe it's wrong. And lots of people believe it's right. Where are you right now, Anna? Locked inside your house. All of humanity right now is enslaved, at least to a degree. Most humanity. And a lot of them against their will. Just because you submitted to slavery, that doesn't mean that everybody else did. So there are tons of people right now enslaved against their will. But you're going to tell me about reality.
Or
Exactly.
okay, or accept slavery is wrong, which it is. It does not explain why people in the 1800s believed it was right.
Okay, so she's basically confusing ontology with epistemology. The nature of something, what it is not the same as us knowing what it is or why it is so. They're completely different concepts, Anna. Just because... Let's listen to that again.
Or if you and I believe that slavery is wrong, which it is, it does not explain why people in the 1800s believed it was right or
Exactly.
okay.
So if I believe that a rock is alive, that does not explain why it's dead. If I believe that a race car is slow, that does not explain why it's fast. Look at the big brains on Anna. You're confusing the nature of something as it is versus how we know why it is what it is. Completely two different disciplines. One doesn't have to necessarily explain the other. Or one doesn't necessarily justify the other. Or just because we don't know why something is the way it is, that doesn't mean that it's not the way that it is. Jeez. How do these people get away with this sort of stuff?
Or acceptable or morally, yes.
Yeah, people love to...
Major brain fog on this one. Major brain
It was
fog.
right or
Exactly.
okay or acceptable or morally, yes.
Yeah, people love to do this. They love to take what we know now in 2020 and just make all sorts of judgments about past human beings and just say, well, slavery's wrong now in 2020. It's objectively wrong now, which means it was objectively wrong in the 1800s.
That's what objectively wrong means. Objectively wrong doesn't it doesn't have a timeline. It just is. Before, now, and forever. That's what it means, objectively wrong. Duh. Look at those sanpaku eyes, man. Dude, you're consuming way too much sugar, bruh. It's completely rotted out your brain.
1800s and every other century where slavery took place. So was everyone in the history of humanity just being wrong and knowing that they were wrong?
First of all, everybody in the history of humanity was not for slavery. And there's plenty of evidence for this. Whenever you had slavery in the world, there were people fighting against it. So it's just completely and utterly dishonest. How do you not know this? And just because somebody does something, that doesn't mean that they believe it's correct. People commit crime. People do things they know to be bad. Good people do bad things sometimes. None of these are arguments.
It was objectively wrong then, but they were still doing it. So were they behaving in a manner that was immoral to them?
Yes, they were behaving, if they believe morality is subjective and they believed it was wrong to enslave people, yes. That's what they believe. But if your morality is subjective, dummy, then all you have to say is slavery isn't wrong, so I am a slaver. That's what subjective morality means, you dumb person. And if it was objectively wrong, well, maybe they didn't believe that. And if they did, well, then they were just bad people and they were okay with that. Like, what is there to pontificate about? What is there to debate about? What is there to even ponder about? Why is this rocket science, bruh?
But that is why objective morality cannot explain these social justice issues. Let's not forget.
Objective morality isn't there to explain anything. It just is.
That many of these issues are disagreed upon still. Not only in the country that we live in, but across many cultures all over the world.
Most countries agree that slavery is wrong.
How can an inanimate object agree or disagree on anything, Brian? Maybe you mean to say nations? And even if you were to say that, that's still incorrect, because a nation is a whole bunch of different people, and they don't all agree on everything. What are you saying, dude? Nothing of any kind of value. Corporations believe in stuff, yeah? Okay.
Some don't. Most countries agree that men and women should be treated equally. Some don't. Most countries agree that the LGBT community should be treated equally. Some don't.
And you should be perfectly okay with that, because you believe morality is subjective. Okay? And for people who believe morality is objective and those things are wrong or right, that's what they are. Okay, you're describing the world the way it is. And you're basically saying the sky is blue, so veganism. This dude has the mental capacity of a 5-year-old, man.
How is this explained with objective morality? Please explain it.
Once again, he is confusing ontology with epistemology, right? You're a dum-dum, Brian.
Is just everybody who's engaging in this behavior objectively wrong? Do they know that they're wrong?
When we are...
Who cares, and why is this relevant? Especially after you yourself seem to think that it's unimportant. So they say, why is objective or subjective morality? Why is the nature of morality important? And then they go on to discuss the nature of morality. It's really...
The changing ethics of social justice issues, we are looking at them with confirmation bias of everything it took to get to the point where we decided that something was no longer morally acceptable. Do you think that slave owners in the 1800s thought they were wrong? Probably not.
I mean, I would say no.
Who cares? Why is this relevant, what they thought? Why is this relevant? If morality is subjective, why are you concerning yourself with someone's subjective morality? You should accept it because that's what you allegedly accept. If it's objective and you say that morality, that enslaving people is wrong, then of course it was wrong. Who cares what they thought? Why is this relevant to anything?
If they thought it was wrong, they wouldn't be doing it. I mean, there is the rare outlier of people who know that something is wrong and they do it anyway. When we're kids, we know something's wrong.
Oh, great. You just debunked yourself. You proposed one position as if to support whatever the hell it is you're saying, and then you proposed the contrary position. Okay. And?
We do it anyway. When we're adults, we know something's wrong, we do it anyway. But something as immoral as slavery, as owning another human being, objectifying another human being solely because their skin color is a different shade than yours.
As if white people didn't enslave white people, as if black people didn't enslave black people. You don't even have any sort of valid historical perspective about what slavery is, was, and will be. But, we should listen to you. Why? After you said that we shouldn't listen to you.
Sounds ridiculous.
I agree.
Doesn't it? I mean, now it sounds ridiculous, but back then, they had all kinds of...
Everything you say is ridiculous, Anna. Every single thing.
...justifications for this. I mean, this is no different than meat eaters today. They don't think it's wrong to abuse, torture, and kill animals just...
And you don't think it's wrong to do all those things in plant food production. It happens, but you don't think it's wrong. So, okay, what's your point?
For mere taste pleasure.
See, this is the dishonesty. I'm sick and tired of all these lying-ass vegans. For taste pleasure, as if it wasn't the most nutritious food available on the planet for the human being. As if it wasn't... As if it didn't make people feel amazing eating meat. No, it's simple taste pleasure. Like, how can you even begin to have an honest conversation when the two of you are complete and utter liars, rejecting simple, observable reality? How? You can't.
Meat eaters are not even aware of this at all.
Just another projection, right? She's not even aware of all the, animals dying in plant agriculture. Is she even aware of any of that? And this is the problem with these vegans. If you truly cared about animal suffering, you would go investigate. You wouldn't go just to slaughterhouses. You would go to farms and you would check out crop production. You would go see what it exactly entails for you to eat a slice of bread. You would, but you don't, because you don't care about animals. You're just playing God, and you want to control and subjugate people, while at the same time somehow believing that slavery is wrong.
It's that normalized.
And the other problem with objective morality is, how can you be certain that today in 2020, our objective morality is forever moral? How do you know that eating animals is objectively okay?
Because that's the definition of objective morality, dum-dum.
But slavery...
And you don't necessarily have to know this. For a lot of people, it's just a belief. They may not have a justification for it, just as you don't for your beliefs. But that's what objective morality... Like, these people don't even know what it means. They have no clue what objective morality means.
Was objectively wrong. People in the 1800s thought differently than you do. So how can we be certain that our ethics today in 2020 are objective and will last for eternity? It's very egotistical.
Yeah, it's very egotistical.
I mean, these people are just a walking, talking projection. What's more egotistical? Saying that morality comes from outside of you, or saying that you determine what's moral? Who's the egotist? You're the one who has an ego problem. You can't even justify why you believe, other than me, why you believe what you believe is moral. You have zero logical, reasonable justification for that. It's all about how you feel. It's all about you. Whereas people who believe in objective morality believe that comes from outside of them. But they're the egotistical ones? Really? How dumb. I can't do this anymore, man. These two are just completely and utterly lost. Nothing you say has any value. You're completely self-absorbed, narcissistic, and you're playing God. It is so because I say it is so. And all of you must submit, be my subjects. Nothing you say makes any sense. And it doesn't take you but a few seconds to invalidate yourself. I can't, man. I just don't understand. And it exposes vegans for just exactly what they are. Ideologues. Vegans aren't philosophers. They're not interested in the truth. No vegan is going to come to their channel and say, guys, you're making veganism look bad with all this nonsense that you're spewing. You're not making any sense. You're constantly contradicting yourself. And you're just an idiot. No vegan will come to their channel and say that. They're just going to agree with them. What are you agreeing to? None of this makes any sense. I'm done, man. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the world that we live in. Okay? It's all the toxins in the food. It's the fluoride. It's the vaccines. It's probably the chemtrails. I don't know exactly. All of these things have completely, sugar included, completely and utterly rotted out people's brains. People are so deaf, dumb, and blind, they have no idea what's going on, even in their own heads. This is how sad humanity is. Okay? The great calling is coming. And people like these two are going to be the very first ones to go. It is what it is. Thanks for watching.